New leaks of the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 show us why the company is removing the headphone jack. The ASUS ROG Phone II was just released, and let's just say even flagships should step it up. And let's talk about that Google Pixel 4 and Pixel 4 XL, as some leaks of a possible design make it not look that ugly. I'm Jaime Rivera, and well, there was a heat wave here in New York. I'm back here, and now we have flash floods warnings and it's raining. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today begin with deals starting with the MacBook Air last generation, but I mean the new design, only last year's model. Currently on Amazon, it's for $950, the entry-level model. I highly recommend you consider the higher tier, which is also available on Best Buy and B&H with some tax benefits. The thing about it is, for $1099, you're getting 256 gigs of storage. I'm sure I know the Butterfly keyboard is not the best. One of the enhancements with the new one is the better keyboard mechanism, so it's a good deal, but you might want to think. I don't know. You can learn more in the description if you think about it. Now let's talk about Huawei and the company releasing new phones. Particularly, we were expecting the Mate 30 and Mate 30 Pro later this year, but now we get to see the Mate 30 Lite, which usually that Mate 30 variant always launches before the rest. It will apparently launch first in China as the Nova 5i Pro. It has a 25 megapixel punch hole selfie camera and 4 cameras squared at the back, a 6.26-inch display, a 48 megapixel primary camera that's complemented by an 8 megapixel and also a 2 megapixel sensor. We also get the Kirin 810 mid-range processor in addition to a 3900 milliamp hour battery. And it's rather interesting that the company is sticking to the design of the Mate 20 Pro for this. We'll see why. Now let's talk about Apple and what it will do with future generation iPhones. Obviously, we're already talking about this year's, but Ice Universe has got some interesting leaks that the company's already talking with LG and Samsung for them to provide OLEDs that are capable of going between 60 and 120 hertz in a variable way. And this is rather interesting, as apparently this is going to be one of the key features for the most expensive iPhone and not for the rest of them. So it seems that Apple is playing around with other benefits. We'll keep you posted. Now let's move the spotlight over to the Google Pixel 4 and Pixel 4 XL. For some, the ugliest phones, but for certain leaks, not necessarily that much. Let's start with specs. Apparently, both devices will finally bring 6 gigs of RAM in addition to 128 gigs of storage, or at least on one of the variants. The Pixel 4's resolution on the display will be of 2280 by 1080, then the 4 XL will have a 3040 by 1440 display, which is a step up from the 3 and the 3 XL. We expect them both to be powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 Plus, and we also finally see renders provided by OnLeaks that don't make this phone look ugly at all. I'm wondering if this is probably just one of 3 companies that's providing designs, but we see the designs of the cameras at the back with the time-of-flight sensor, and then notice the chassis. I mean, if it's going to be that curvy all around, the phone actually does not look bad at all. I'm hoping that they launch that color option as well, though we're not exactly sure again if this is going to be the final design or not. We will also provide you more information as soon as we learn more. Now, today we have 2 sets of hot news, and I'm actually going to leave the best first instead of the best last. I know that a lot of people are not necessarily fans of ASUS and their ROG phones, but my God, the company has just announced their newest variant today, the ROG Phone II, and my God, those specifications will give any flagship a run for its money. First of all, it packs the new Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 Plus, 12 gigs of RAM, a whopping, listen to this, 6,000 milliamp hour battery, 512 gigs of storage, a 3D vapor chamber cooling system, and an 120 Hz OLED display. It has a bunch of accessories like a fan for cooling, an Aero case, and a gamepad to make it look like a Nintendo Switch, or, you know, the Black Shark phone. And we still don't have a price point, we don't have a launch date, but my God, those specifications, if the company is aggressive about the price, I'm gonna actually start liking this ASUS ROG. I'm hopefully gonna get one soon, ASUS. Yes, thank you. You need my shipping address. And finally, the other hot news today have to do with Samsung and its Galaxy Note 10 and Note 10 Plus or Pro, wherever it's going to be called. Obviously, one of the biggest complaints is the fact that apparently the phone's going to lose the headphone jack, but as we get more information on specs, we seem to have a reason why they're ditching it. Apparently, the smaller Full HD Plus variant has a 6.3-inch display and a 3500 milliamp hour battery, which if you look at the footprint of the phone, yeah, you kind of need space for the S Pen, and so therefore that's where the headphone jack is going. The Quad HD Plus variant has a 6.75-inch display that'll bring a 4300 milliamp hour battery, 12 gigs of RAM, and 256 gigs of storage. We also hear that the S Pen will bring enhancements like a new Air feature that brings scrolling through images without touching the display, as well as a marker sound when taking notes to get a sense of realism. Though that kind of was a feature, I think, for the Galaxy Note 5, not exactly sure. There was an option which was terrible, definitely a gimmick. But anyways, in today's question, actually two. One, opinions on the ASUS ROG phone, and two, what do you think? Do you think that a slightly larger battery is a good reason to ditch the headphone jack? Because in my case, I mean, if we're getting a more efficient Snapdragon 855, I think that we should still get the headphone jack. But that's just me. Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to both our channels, English and Spanish, for more videos like this one. Also, follow us on social medias. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and make sure you follow me on my personal handles to see these phones being tested. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.